For some, silence speaks. For others, words must flow. When a simple yes turned into a quiet maybe, you felt the floor shift, because communication styles in multicultural relationships can turn small talk into deep confusion in seconds. The plans had changed, and so did the temperature in the room. You're here with whispered hearts, English, and together we'll find a way to hear each other without losing ourselves. Imagine a Thursday kitchen after work. The fridge hums, a pot simmers, and a calendar on the wall blinks with weekend boxes. You say, "Are we still on for dinner with friends?" Your partner says, "Yes," then adds, "We'll see," with a soft shrug that sounds like gentle caution rather than a promise. Later, the texts from your friends are all check marks and thumbs ups. Your partner seems quiet, but not worried. You arrive at the doorway with your shoes on and keys in hand. They are barefoot, stirring the pot, believing there was still room to talk. The line between intention and impact feels razor thin. You heard commitment. Your partner heard, "We'll revisit if things change." Neither of you lied. You simply read different maps. Have you had a moment like this, where the word was the same but the meaning wasn't? Here's the part no one tells you when love crosses cultures. Words carry the weight of entire neighborhoods, families, and classrooms. In some homes, clarity is kindness, so you say the thing plainly or you risk disrespect. In others, harmony is kindness, so you hold the edges soft and let the context do the talking. Research shows people read tone, timing, and silence as strongly as words. Therapists report that couples often argue about the sentence when the real friction lives in the silence around it. That silence can be comfort. It can also be signal. What does silence usually mean in your house? Agreement, reflection, or warning? But there's something even more revealing than sentences. It's the story your body learned about conversation long before you met. If a quiet room once felt safe, you may prefer pauses that let meaning rise slowly. If an active table once felt safe, you may prefer fast, back and forth, and lightning-quick clarifications. Neither style is wrong. They are different ways of staying close. Let's name the broad patterns without pinning any culture to a stereotype. High-context styles place more meaning in what is shared, the relationship, tone, timing, and history. Low-context styles place more meaning in the words themselves, direct language, explicit requests, clear yes or no. In practice, couples blend both. You already do, even if you haven't noticed yet. Here's a small retention anchor for your next tricky moment. Before you interpret a response, check for intent. Ask, "Are you telling me a preference or making a plan?" It's a short question that saves a long night. Have you tried clarifying intent before debating content? But there's a bridge between understanding styles and adapting without feeling erased. It's the practice of asking for the shape of the conversation before it starts. Try this on an evening walk or while driving with the windows down in summer air. Say, "Do you want me to listen or help solve?" Then honor the answer like a gift. Picture the living room after a long commute. One of you wants to narrate the day with details and feelings. The other wants the bottom line and the next step. You don't need to change who you are. You only need a simple translation step. It sounds like, "I'm going to give the headline first, then share the story," or "I need to say the story out loud before I can find the headline." Therapists report that mismatched pacing drives more conflict than mismatched opinions. If you speak fast to feel safe, slow the start. If you speak slowly to feel safe, give one clear sentence up front, so no one spirals while waiting. Think of it as setting the table before serving the meal. What would your table-setting sentence be tonight? Here's a strong curiosity spike to carry you from recognition to practical change. There's one question that turns yes means maybe into we're aligned again. Ask, what would a clear yes sound like in your words? Then ask, what would a gentle maybe sound like? You will learn a new language in 10 minutes, and it will be yours. But there's more to clarity than vocabulary. Tone is a thermostat. In some families, volume means passion, not anger. In others, raised voices mean danger, not care. Agree on a volume for tense topics and a phrase to lower the heat. You might say, I want to keep this calm. Can we both drop one level? Have you noticed how your body reacts to volume before your mind catches up? Repair is where trust grows after the misread. Safety comes first. Step back, unclench your hands, and breathe. Empathy follows. I pushed for an answer when you weren't ready. I see the panic that gave you. Then a small action closes the loop. Let's set a 2-hour window tomorrow to decide, and for now, we pause. That sequence works across styles because it protects dignity while creating a plan. But there's something softer that matters just as much. You can adjust without disappearing. Keep your core values visible as you bend toward each other. If directness is your anchor, keep your ask clear but warm. If harmony is your anchor, keep your warmth steady but name the ask. This is how both people stay recognizable to themselves. Let's ground this in a familiar US day. It's a spring morning with rain tapping the window, coffee steaming in a chipped mug, and your laptop open on the kitchen table. You need an answer about a weekend trip. Your partner needs time to feel the plan in their bones. Try a time-boxed ask. Could you think on it until lunch and give me a yes, a no, or a need one more day? The time box respects both clarity and process. Now switch seasons and senses. You're on the porch in early autumn. The air a little sharp, leaves skittering on the sidewalk like tiny cards. The question is heavier. Meeting the parents, moving, money. You stay side by side and keep your eyes on the street instead of on each other, because parallel can be easier than head-on. Sometimes the most loving talk is shoulder to shoulder, not face to face. Where do hard conversations feel safest for you? Here's another retention nudge to keep the night peaceful. Use an I'm thinking flag instead of a hard yes or no when you need time. Say, I'm a tentative yes, and I want to check my energy. Or, I'm leaning no, and I'll confirm after dinner. Those phrases keep momentum without making promises you can't keep. Would an I'm thinking flag prevent last-minute frustrations in your house? But clarity needs choreography. Tiny shared cues turn confusion into rhythm. Decide what yes means in your home. A yes could mean count on me. A soft yes could mean I want to and I need a detail. A maybe could mean I need more information, not I'm avoiding you. Write your cues on a sticky note and live with them for a week. Add a hand signal for I'm not ready to answer, like touching your watch or placing a hand on your chest. Set a default callback rule. If a maybe still feels vague by a certain time, one of you checks in with a single clarifying question. These small agreements become a shared language that works in any room. Let's talk about silence tolerance, because this one surprises many couples. For some, silence is a hug. For others, silence is a cliff. Decide how long a thinking pause is comfortable before someone reflects back what they heard. You might say, I'm going to be quiet for 30 seconds and think, and I haven't left you. That line keeps the connection while your brain organizes. Emotional expression has layers too. Some people speak in images and imply feelings through stories. Others name the feeling as a headline and move on. Blend both with a two-step, feeling first, context second, or context first, feeling next. In both versions, you lay a small bridge that the other person can cross. Midway, let your shoulders drop. Whispered hearts. English is the porch light when your words feel tangled and you're not sure what you're missing. This is a place where you are not wrong for the way you learn to speak, and you are not stuck with the misunderstandings that follow. You belong here while you practice a kinder rhythm. Back to the practical magic of shared cues. Agree on a way to start tough talks so no one feels ambushed. Try. Is now a good time for 10 minutes on schedules? If now's not right, set the next time immediately, so the topic doesn't become a ghost that haunts the evening. Reliability is romance in long-term love. Phones matter too. In some styles, text is for logistics only. In others, it's a lifeline of affection and check-ins. You can calibrate by channel. Use text for facts and kindness. Use voice for nuance and repair. If a message lands wrong, reply, "I want to hear this in your voice," and move it out of the thread. Here's a crisp retention hook to carry you through the week. Ask one clarifying question before offering any solution. What does better look like to you by tonight? Then reflect back what you heard in one sentence. The reflection slows you down just enough to stop the spiral. What would your one-sentence reflection sound like with your partner's words? Public versus private settings can flip our defaults. At a family dinner or a cultural gathering, some people avoid direct disagreement to protect everyone's face. Others feel compelled to address facts immediately to prevent confusion. Create a private signal for "pause this for later," like tapping your glass twice or resting your fork for a beat. Your future selves will thank you on the drive home. Repair after a public misread needs gentleness. In the car, crack the window and let the cool night air steady you. Say, "I wanted to defend us in that moment, and I also wanted to respect the room. I missed the balance." Then ask, "How did that feel from your side?" Keep the drive quiet after the exchange. Quiet can be care. Winter brings its own test. Holidays load conversations with layers of meaning. You can reclaim calm with a short ritual. Hot tea after guests leave, slippers by the radiator, a minute of shared silence under the twinkle of lights. Rituals tell your nervous systems, "We're safe again." Which winter ritual could be your reset? Spring returns with the smell of wet earth and buses sighing at the corner stop. This is a perfect season to practice curiosity in small daily moments. Ask your partner to explain the why behind a phrase you keep hearing. Not to argue it, but to learn it. Curiosity is how differences turn into fluency. Let's name emotional safety rules that travel across contexts. No mocking accents. No weaponizing cultural labels. No diagnosing motives when you're hurt. Those boundaries protect dignity, which protects the relationship. When dignity stands, solutions come easier. Now build a small, shared glossary. When I say later, I mean tonight. When I say we'll see, I mean I'm open and I need this detail. When I say fine, it means I'm overwhelmed and need a break, not that I agree. Keep the glossary light and playful. Languages grow best when they feel alive. Here's another gentle retention nudge. Use an end cap line to close loops. What I'm taking from this is, or the action I'm taking is. That end cap makes invisible agreements visible. It also helps the quiet partner trust that their words landed. What end cap line feels natural in your voice? You can also plan for energy, not just time. If one of you gets word tired at night, call morning meetings for important topics. If mornings are chaotic with school runs and commutes, set a walking talk after dinner, moving in parallel through the neighborhood. Motion helps many brains think. The sidewalk can be a whiteboard. When feelings spike, create a safe exit that still respects the bond. Say, I want this conversation, and I need 10 minutes to come back kind. Set a timer where both can see it. When it rings, you return and pick up the last sentence. The promise to return is what prevents distance. Distance grows when break becomes gone. If you grew up being rewarded for directness, remember to add tenderness cues. Touch the counter with 2 fingers to ground yourself. Lower your shoulders. Start with appreciation. If you grew up protecting harmony, remember to add specificity cues. Use short, clear asks. End with a check for understanding. The mix is what makes the music. On busy weeks, keep one micro-conversation sacred. It can be 15 minutes on Sunday night with the porch light on and the house quiet. Bring tea, close laptops, and answer 2 questions. What did I do this week that made you feel understood? Where did I miss you, and how can I catch you next time? Small and steady beats, grand and rare. Let's return to that Thursday kitchen. The pot is off the burner now. You both know more than you did an hour ago. You've learned to translate, to name your cues, to hold silence without punishment, and to speak with clarity without cutting. The room doesn't feel fragile anymore. It feels warm. We'll invite you into community because your story helps someone else read their partner with more love. What's one phrase your partner uses that means something different to you? Drop it in the comments and give someone a new way to hear the person they adore. Your words can be a bridge. If you felt understood tonight, let that comfort linger. Whispered hearts. English will be here when your sentence is not, or when the season shifts and you want a steadier step. This is your space to practice grace in real time, in real kitchens and cars and porches, without shame. When you close this video and step back into your life, remember the promise in the quiet. For some, silence speaks. For others, words must flow. The love you're building can learn both languages. Communication styles in multicultural relationships can become a shared music you both recognize, and it can guide you home.